Alright guys, tonight for homework, we are going to do something that's going to help us in class tomorrow. So we're going to take some notes on our new chapter, which is 3, and we're going to take notes on multiplication vocabulary. So here we go. Open up your notebook to a brand new page, a brand new fresh page. At the top, we're going to write multiplication properties. Multiplication properties. Draw a little squiggle, make sure you have the date, and get ready to take some notes. Our first property is the commutative property of multiplication. And so the definition of that is the order of the fractions can be changed, but the product stays the same. So that you see 2 times 5, we know that equals 10. 5 times 2 also equals 10. So it does not matter what the order of the numbers is, they both equal 10. Pause this slideshow and go ahead and write in your notebook, commutative property. I want you to underline commutative property of multiplication, and then I want you to write the definition and write the example. The next property is the associative property of multiplication. And in this one, you can see that you change the grouping of the factors, but the product stays the same. So here we have a 2 times 5 times 3, and here we have a 2 times 5 times 3. The numbers are in the same exact order, but the grouping changes with these parentheses. The parentheses are around the 2 and 5 here, and the parentheses are around the 5 and the 3 there. Right now, what I would like you to do, let me solve this for you first. 2 times 5 is 10. Break down my 3. 10 times 3, that's 30. Let's make sure this is true. 5 times 3 is 15. 15 times 2 is also 30. So see how the product stays the same? What I would like you to do right now is go ahead and pause the screencast and copy down the associative property of multiplication. Be sure to underline associative property of multiplication, and be sure to make sure you write your example in the notebook. The next 2 properties are going to be kind of aha moments for you because you've learned these before. This one is the identity property of multiplication. So identity property says that when you multiply any number by 1, the product is that number. So this is our number. We multiply it by 1, and we still get the same number. You guys know that from a long time ago. Go ahead, underline identity property, write the definition, and go ahead and be sure to write your example in your notebook. The last one's also a no-brainer. Here we have the zero property of multiplication. The definition is when you multiply any number by 0, the product is always 0. So here's our number, 5. Here's our 0. And what is our product? It's always going to be 0 whenever you multiply something by 0. So go ahead in your notebook, write zero property of multiplication. Write your definition. When you multiply any number by 0, the product is 0. Be sure to write down your example. For the last part of your homework, I want you to identify these 4 problems as one of the 4 definitions we just wrote down in our notebooks. So copy the problem down and label it with which one identifies it. Go ahead and write these in your notebook, and next to them you can label whether they are the commutative property, the associative property, the identity property, or the zero property of multiplication. Have your notebook open in the morning, and we'll check in your homework, and we'll get started. Have a good night.